All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are cracking the code on the official mark scheme for the AF8 presentation. If you've ever wanted to know exactly what the examiners are looking for to hand out those top grades, well, you are in the right place.
So, you want to know how to get the best possible marks for your presentation plan, right? Of course you do. Well, the answer isn't some big secret. It's actually hiding in plain sight, right there in the official marking guide. And today, we're going to uncover it together.
Here's our game plan. First, we'll dive into what examiners really want. Then, we're going to dissect the anatomy of a perfect plan, piece by piece. After that, we'll look at how you can actually climb up the scoring bands, and we'll finish everything off with your very own cheat sheet to help you lock in that top grade.
First up, the official blueprint. We're going to forget all the guesswork and rumors. We're going straight to the source, the exact document the examiners have right in front of them when they're grading your work.
And here it is. I know, at first glance, it might look a little intense. All those tables and official-sounding text. But trust me, by the end of this document is going to be your best friend. It spells out every single thing they're looking for. It's not about writing more, it's about writing smarter. So, let's crack this code.
So look, the goal here is actually really simple. We just need to understand this document inside and out. That's how we can confidently aim for and get a band 4. Everything we're about to cover is designed to get you there.
Okay, let's start deconstructing what the mark scheme calls indicative content. Just think of these as the essential ingredients you need for a perfect plan.
So the mark scheme is basically looking for 4 key things that show your plan is well written. Number 1, good language skills. 2, a logical breakdown of your work. 3, using the right marketing terminology. And finally, making sure you have minimal communication errors. Let's break down each of these one by one. First, let's talk about SPAG. You've probably heard this before: spelling, punctuation, and grammar. Now, the key phrase from the mark scheme here is generally correct. What does that mean? Well, it means you don't have to be absolutely perfect. A tiny typo might be okay, but the standard is pretty high.
Next, that logical breakdown. How do you actually show you've got one? It's a really simple 3-step process. First, make sure your plan has a clear structure. Don't just dump information. Second, use headings to break things up and guide the reader. And third, write in separate, well-formed paragraphs. It just shows the examiner you can organize your thoughts.
Now, this one is a big deal. You have to use marketing terminology, but the keywords here are accurately and where relevant. This isn't about just dropping in buzzwords to sound smart. It's about applying the right terms in the right places to show you actually understand the concepts. And finally, let's talk about those communication errors. The mark scheme makes a really important distinction here. Non-intrusive errors, they're okay. They're little mistakes that don't really confuse the reader. Intrusive errors, on the other hand, are a problem. They're the kind of frequent mistakes that make your writing hard to follow, and those are the errors that are going to cost you marks. Okay, so now that we know all the ingredients, let's see how they get combined to determine your final grade. Think of this like climbing a ladder. We're going to go step by step up the scoring bands, from 0 all the way to our target, band 4. This table shows the progression perfectly. Just look at the difference as you move from left to right. At band 1, the format is a mess, and there are errors everywhere. By the time you get to band 3, things are looking pretty good. But to hit that top tier, band 4, you need to be excellent across the board. A professional format, basically no intrusive errors, and that P terminology used consistently throughout the whole thing. Let's just put them side by side for a second. The difference between a band 1 and a band 4 submission is honestly night and day. You're going from a plan that's messy and unclear to one that is polished, professional, pretty much error-free, and shows you have a solid command of the subject. That's the gap we need to cross. And this is our target, band 4. Now, notice the very first requirement listed. Plan has a professional format. This is so important. It's your foundation. Before the examiner even reads a single word, the way your plan looks sets an expectation. It has to be clean, clear, and professional right from the get-go.
All right, we have covered a lot of ground. So for this final section, I've boiled down everything we've just learned from the mark scheme into the ultimate band 4 cheat sheet. Think of this as the master key.
Here it is, 4 simple steps to get you a band 4 plan. 1. Perfect your format. Make it look the part. 2. Eliminate those errors. Proofread it, then proofread it again. Get rid of those intrusive mistakes. 3. Structure it logically. Use those headings and paragraphs to make it easy to read. And 4. Integrate your terminology. Don't just sprinkle it in. Weave it into the fabric of your plan.
So if you remember only one thing from all of this, make it this sentence right here. This is the Band 4 formula, pulled straight from the criteria: a professional format, no obtrusive communication errors, and appropriate marketing terminology used throughout. That's the goal. That's the whole ballgame.
So there you have it. We've cracked the code, you've got the cheat sheet, the blueprint for success is right in your hands. So the only question left is, are you ready to go write a top-scoring plan? Yeah, I think you are.